McKnight from KRMcKnight Studios on with me interviewing, and we will be right back after this super cool intro.
Put your hands up, everybody know that. Don't hold back, got you on go Jack. Go DJ, that's my DJ. Party on replay, party on replay.
All right. Hey, Kelly, how are you? Thanks
Hi,
for
I'm good.
being here today with me. I appreciate it. Welcome to the third episode, and I think, honestly, that was the cleanest intro we've done so far. So
Third time's the charm.
I am pretty excited for that. So we have comments. I love to see if there's anybody here. It's really hard. I was telling Kelly just before this that I am really new to streaming. I enjoy it. It's fun. I like to get to know our sellers. We used to call them vendors when we actually did events. I vaguely remember that. But we're coming back. We're going to be opening up the Los Feliz Flea Market on September 12th, Saturday. And we've got a bigger footprint, spread everybody out, so it should be cool. But Kelly, you're not going to be there yet, and I don't blame you. It's not for everybody. Yeah, so, but we are coming back to that. And so for those that don't know, Kelly is the owner, founder, designer, and everything of KRMcKnight Studio. She's brand new to Odd Market, and we have her products up on the site. So before I introduce you, I'm going to show people what we've got going on. If they go to, this is Kelly's page, and I urge you to go and support our local suppliers, our local designers, makers, all the products here on the Odd Market. And you would just go to shop and then select the supplier and drop on down to Kelly's shop. And that's it. So now let's get that. We don't need that on right now. So, all right. So Kelly.
Yes.
It's all you. First of all, let's hear, we start off with just getting to know you. It's all about Meet the Maker. So tell us a little bit about yourself and go for it.
All right. So I've basically been making jewelry since forever. Like when I was a kid, I would like take trash and like make like rings and stuff out of it. And then like graduated and got like jewelry making kits. But I didn't know that that was something that people could do. Like obviously I'd seen jewelry designers and like rings and stuff, but like never crossed my mind that that was something that anyone could learn how to just go and do. But I'd always been really into like piecing things together, kind of figuring out how things worked. So I ended up going to college for a biology degree, and I realized I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, this isn't what I want. So I switched it to art. I got a degree in studio art, mainly doing sculpture. After that, I went to Pasadena City College and got my certificate. It's a 2-year certificate in metalsmithing. So that was some years ago now. But it wasn't, I think it was my last year, maybe even the last semester of the last year that I put up an Etsy shop. And it was really kind of quiet around there because I was renting a room in a house. I only had like my desk. I had very few tools, but I couldn't not do it once I discovered it. Like I was like, this is my thing. Like once I found out that you could actually, anyone could learn to do it and you just do it, I couldn't not do it. So,
sure. And this was last year, right? This was last year when you started, right?
This was
with the Etsy shop.
The Etsy shop has been up for a couple years now.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And then you've had some things happen, like a baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then COVID came around, right?
Yeah. So, I was kind of starting to get a little more into like doing shows and showing my stuff. Yeah. And then I had a baby, so that kind of like I had to kind of stop for a little bit, and then I was like, okay, now I'm getting the hang of this baby thing. I'm going to start doing shows again. And then COVID happened. And
Right.
yeah.
I know I was gonna try and get you up to our show. I was like, oh man, she'd be great at, the shows. As I don't know if you know that, we've been producing odd nights at the Autry, which would have been such a great show for you, but unfortunately due to the pandemic, they canceled the entire year. They asked us to move everybody to the next year, which was a lot of fun. Yeah, so we're gonna we will get you out there, hopefully before your child's in college. That's the goal to one of the shows. But I was reading some stuff. I said, I like to know like some of the craziest things that's happened since you've started. I always get a kick out of knowing like, so I know I asked you some questions before, but I think you had something to do with the JPL or something.
Yeah. So like nothing bad, thankfully, nothing bad crazy, like so good crazy. But I got so if you can see on the site, on the Odd Market site, that I have constellation necklaces. And before the site, I got an order for one of them, and it said send it to this this address at JPL. I was like, oh my gosh, like you guys do space, like space is your job, and you want my jewelry that is like sort of related to space. So that was
right. This one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
those ones. And I can't remember which one they chose, but it was really special. And
sure.
Just last week, someone bought another one. It's the Lyra constellation, which is a musical instrument, and they told me that they had a 3-month-old, and her name was Lyra, named after the constellation, and so that's why they bought this necklace as an anniversary present in like honor of their new child. And I was like, that's really beautiful. I thought that was so special.
Right. Oh no, that is awesome. Do you have one named Shooter? That's our son's name?
No.
No. All right. So all right. Well, that's
any of them.
So let me ask you. All right. So you went from biology to art, which was your childhood passion anyway, right? So now, where do you what are your aspirations? What's your mission? Obviously, I was looking at your, when we brought in the line, it's a lot of, astrological stuff. And, I love the things that you're giving away with where you can, do you have one of those?
Yeah. So I'm actually wearing one now.
Oh, here, let me.
It's my son's birth month. He was born in January. But yeah, so I'm giving away a few charms. So here they are. I don't know how well you can see them because the light is not kind here.
There you go.
They look a lot better in person.
Everything. We all look a lot better in person. This is horrible for me, at least. Yes, that's cool.
They're just simple little charms with your astrological sign. So whatever your astrological sign is. I'm a Taurus. My husband is a Capricorn, as is my son, is a Capricorn. But they're just really simple. And like I have it on a necklace, but you could also put it on a bracelet. You could attach it even on an earring, like a hoop earring.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Like I was telling you earlier, we've got 5 kids. So I just got this little bracelet thing, which my wife thinks is absolutely hilarious. But I don't know if you can see that. Don't laugh, but there's only 4 of them on there. Long story. It was, but anyway. But it's got their names on them, man. I love that stuff. But I think it'd be cool to have something, with all the kids' signs on them. That'd be awesome. I would dig that. So where do you do your craft? Are you like a home crafter, or do you have a studio outside of the home, or?
So I have a small section of our back room in our house. We don't have a very big house, but we do have a little extra space. So I have a jewelry bench back there, small assortment of tools that are used. But yeah, so it's kind of good for me, especially having a small child that is now home every day of the week, that I don't have to commute anywhere. I just walk the 100 feet to my
that's awesome. Yeah, that's kind of like our commute. I'm coming to you live from our 3rd bedroom. It's my office. And yeah, so, and we got, this is awesome. Hose is online. How you doing, man? So he lives 2 houses down. We reach really far out on Meet the Makers. We go really far. We're going all the way to the end of the cul-de-sac. So good to see you, brother.
He opens his window. He opens his window.
Yeah.
To head out.
Well, you know, I walk the dog, and if I see people out that I like, you know, I yell at them and go, hey, listen, 7 o'clock, man. All right. Because we need somebody to say something. You know, I think there's like 8 people on here and nobody's saying anything. So feel free to leave a comment. Please ask questions, because I mean, I am not an interview person. I'm just like a guy that runs shows with my wife. And, you know, and the whole idea of Meet the Makers was to meet the makers, you know, so that you know, people get to know, since, you know, shows are so limited now. It's not like, you know, it's just crazy. It's madness out there. But, you know, since we can't see you in a booth or go to a studio or whatever, the whole idea, right, is like, hey, there's Kelly. So, and now we got our next one, which is Shelly. That's my wife. Hi, Shelly.
Hi, Shelly.
And we've got Friday jingles. Let's see. There's a comment box. I'm learning so much already. Oh, I love that. Hey, guess what? Friday, so am I.
We're all learning together.
We're learning. For those who don't know, we're using this platform called StreamYard. I stumbled on it. It's like these 2 young guys up in, I think, Canada. And man, I totally dig it. It's just, you run it off of your browser. And we got Jeff here. Jeff wants to know, what kind of pieces do you make? So how about this? You talk, and I'm going to throw back up your site so that people can see some of the stuff that you make. So this is the constellation, and then and by the way, if you go to the oddmarket.com, and like I said, you go to shop and you can search for KRMcKnight Studio. And then when you're on any of the product pages over here, if you want to get to know Kelly a little bit better, you can click the top one here. If you want to see all the items that Kelly's got available, they're right here. So I like this. I love this one.
Yeah. So
the binary star.
I need to put up a video of that, because that is like it's beautiful. Yeah. Still, like the way it's designed is meant to look beautiful still, but it's kind of a fidget piece. One of my friends, I gave her the pair of earrings that go with it, and she's like, they save me in meetings. She's like, I'm just sitting there slowly losing my mind, and then I start fiddling with the piece.
Sure.
It's
yeah. And you know, I posted this one. Hold on, let's get this back up here. I posted this on Instagram. I'm really surprised that I don't know what's going on with this site, but it's actually really slow. It's not loading. But anyway, the one bracelet that you have, we get a lot of comments on it. It's a neat piece. Where is it? I think it's the bangles, the comet bangles. Bangles. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, these.
I got that one on too.
Very nice.
Yeah. Again, it's just
so anyway, so that's what, Jeff, to answer your question, that's the kind of pieces she makes. And
things that are simple, mostly sterling silver and gemstones, but I really like things that are simple and just very line based. I mean, that's at least this collection is very just simple lines and gemstones, kind of just let the stone do the talking, not kind of just something easy that will go with everything, or you can wear it alone. And I mean, a lot of people say that, but I feel like this really is something that it does work alone, but also works well with others. So
my wife loves them. There you go. You can see the comments too, right, Kelly?
Yes.
If I put them up on the screen? Good. Okay, cool. And so I was going to ask you a question about, oh yeah, you're not big into molds, right? I was reading that when you in like your the pre-interview thing that I put together to get to know you, right? You just go straight into like making the molds, right? You don't sit around and draw out stuff. You're more like the hands-on, right? Because I read about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to an art school, and you have to take at least one drawing class. And I mean, I did, and I've taken several. but it's just, I don't know, it's not the same as just kind of getting in there and kind of troubleshooting the piece and just seeing how it is going to work in real time. It's like, yeah, you can make, make a drawing, and that's good, but, and I probably should too, but it's a lot easier for me to just kind of start getting in there, just putting stuff together. And then if it doesn't work, I'll change it. And sometimes things will sit on my bench for a long time, and then I'll pick it up again and I'll be like, oh, this needs something completely different to happen. And then it'll be a better piece. But yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know many artists that look at stuff and it's just done. It's
yeah.
I swear. One of our daughters is a big artist, and I swear it just keeps. It'll look perfect, and then she just goes back and does more and stuff like that. So, and Miriam, it's nice to see you too. By the way, hello, Miriam, and we've got a question here. Do you do themed collections like Space Now and then something next? Do you have a and what's coming next kind of thing?
Yeah. So, I do feel like I'm going to keep growing my space collection because I really like it. But part of the pandemic happening is that silver prices are getting higher and higher. It's really hard to get materials at a decent price. So that makes it hard then to make pieces for people and then be like, I have to charge you more because it's costing me more. So because of that, it's really forcing me to kind of look at different materials other than the usual metalsmith materials, so like silver and gemstones. So I'm looking into recycled materials and how to tweak things. Kind
of like where you started when you were a kid.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And it's really fun because I do feel like I've kind of gone full circle and kind of taken that what I used to do as a kid, and now that I have more experience, more knowledge of how you put things together, an art education and a jewelry education, that I can take those things and then translate that into something that's more wearable, that actually looks good and not just like a pile of trash, but is actually beautiful and actually is better for the environment because you're not just throwing away single-use items. They're getting reused into something that has more value because you change it and it becomes more beautiful. And so then it's not, you don't just throw it away. Now it's something that you want to keep.
Sure, absolutely. All right. I do have a question.
Yeah.
This is a serious one. So room, desk, or car, which one do you clean first?
I clean my room first because I should be cleaning my desk.
Got it.
My desk is a mess, but I'm like, I don't want to look at that. I'm going to go clean the room. And then finally I'll be like, okay, I've cleaned the room. I really need to clean this desk so that I can actually get some work done and not be trying to, the area starts here and it keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller, your workspace. So yeah. So that, and then,
I totally understand it. Like I said, we live, we have a 3-bedroom, right? And the back room is where I'm coming from right now. And it was, so it's my office, but it's also where we keep, all of our towels, 348 jackets of my wife's. I've got drawers of nail polish and stuff. So it gets kind of funky in here to work, but it's but I wouldn't trade it for the world. You got to admit, nothing beats a walk down the hall commute. So, so now with COVID, right? You don't do a lot of shows though. So COVID really, how I always like to hear about, because we, started this, a little bit of history. Shelly and I had a store downtown called Handcrafted LA. And hi, Heather. Heather, that's 3 for 3. This is so awesome. All right. We had a store downtown, Handcrafted LA. We did these shows called Meet the Makers, once a month, where we bring in all of our designers that had areas. It was kind of like a trade show meets retail in the store. And that's where the whole concept came in Meet the Makers. And then when COVID hit, I turned to Shelly and I'm like, hey, what a great time to launch a show. We might get, one person watching. We may get nobody. We may get hundreds. Who cares? But the whole purpose was to bring connection. So a lot of people don't know, but or maybe they do. You know, I personally have been producing shows for like 30 years. Started with the flea market at Fairfax High School. Then Shelly and I did Dodger Stadium, which was massive, right? So there was a point to where I was going with this, and you know, it just eluded me. So back to you, Kelly. Tell us some more. COVID. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
That's where the show started for us. So this was born out of COVID. So was, you know, we realized that we had to change. That's where I was going with it. We had to change our whole model of how we were doing things because, you know, March came and we had to stop shows. You know, it's like just like that, all gone. And that was our business really. And so then we had to reinvent how we do business with creating the Go Live platform, which is almost done. And Kelly owns an iPhone, so you can't get her on Go Live yet, but it's coming, I promise. Maybe a week, and then the iPhone will be back. And then Meet the Makers and all that. So that's what we had to do for COVID. I'm curious to know for you, what, you know, have you, other than the prices of silver and going to recycling?
So like I said before, you know, I was like starting to get confidence to go to shows. And then, you know, and then I had a kid, and then we had to stop for a bit, and then I started, you know, again to go to shows, and then COVID happened. So it kind of broken my momentum a little bit. But you know, it's you know, I'm still, this is what I'm doing, what I'm gonna do. So as soon as I feel like it's safe, I'm gonna be right back out there. So.
Well, good. I hope to get you out to some of our shows because it'd be great. Then people could actually meet you in person. But that I don't think is going to happen right away, unfortunately. You know, so yeah. I mean, any other questions? Well, I love it because Miriam, just so you know, Miriam actually did the show with us up at Dodger Stadium, and yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was a ton of fun. And I think we just answered Shelly's question, which is how she's selling. You can ask her how she's selling during COVID. Well, hopefully, now that people see that you're on, oh, there goes my screen, which happens often. It's a little cat that comes up. I swear it's the most bizarre thing. It's kind of freaky. But anyway, yeah, that threw me off. I don't know. That's it. Is there anything else that you really, I mean, I don't know if we have any more questions here about what you're doing, but Heather says, hey. Heather was actually a vendor also, and we've remained really good friends, and Heather sends our son these really cool swords as gifts once in a while. But she's like the biggest Meet the Maker fan. I love it. So thanks for being here and supporting us. And what's really crazy is I'm looking at this little number up there, and it looks like we actually have 12 people. Now that's the first. Never had 12 people. So some of you guys are silent, but I hope that somebody asks questions because I'm running out. I mean, I heard everything I want to hear. Do you have like are you planning on doing like any bigger pieces for guys?
I want to. It's hard because none of the men in my life wear jewelry. My father, no. My brother, no. My husband, no. So I'm like, I feel like, would you wear this? They'd be like, no, I wouldn't. No. And I'd be like, yeah, but like if you were a person who wore jewelry, would you wear it? And they're like, I don't know because I don't wear jewelry. I'm like, okay, I don't. I love it.
All right. Okay. Well, that answers that. But if you ever want to know, you can just call me up and show me a piece and I'll tell you if I'll wear it because I don't think Shelly likes my little 3 laced leather things on me, but I want something to put these little rings on. And yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the little simple bracelets that I do like this, I can make it bigger. It's very simple, but it's it's pretty unisex too. Like,
yeah, no, that I was actually looking at. Wait, that's the constellation. Wait, which one is that?
This is the orbit. Orbit one. It's just it's just.
Do you have that on Do you have that on the site?
I think I do. If I don't, I'll put it up there.
Wait, let's. I don't know if you do. Let's see. That's that one, right? And then let's see. Let me go back over to your things really quick here.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh yeah, right here. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can make that. I can make bigger ones or whatever.
Yeah, I'm getting older. I used to wear like really crazy stuff, and now I just get kind of these weird looks from Shelly when I wear those some of those other things. But anyway, is there? I mean, if there's, let me see. I wonder. Heather loves it,
Awesome. Thank you.
which is awesome. Yeah. And let's see. Oh, do you do custom work?
I do.
Do you take orders?
I do. I'm trying to kind of move away from that just because I don't, like I said, like my kid is home. He used to be in daycare a couple days a week, but now he's home all the time. So I don't really have as much time to do custom things, but I can do custom sizes. Like I can change a stone, I can change a size. I just wouldn't do anything too drastic. But yeah, I can customize some things. Mm-hmm.
Got it. Cool. All right. Well, let's see. It's 7:25. We have this little, I mean, how can you even call it a tradition? We've only done 3 Meet the Makers shows. But we do have this little sheet. If I could, I probably lost. Oh my God, what do I do with it? Hold on. There's a little question, these questions where I ask you to pick a number. God, am I organized? Yeah, here it is. All right, so I've got let's see. Any more questions from our guys here? Do you make custom? All right. Oh, wait, Heather wants to, do you do it all from home?
Yes.
She does.
Yes. Yes, I'm a
Let's
little
do it all from.
in the back of my house.
All right, so I've got 100 questions.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
They're just random. And let's see. You're going to pick a number from 1 to 100.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you the question.
50.
What is it? 50. All right.
Start right
here's, all right, hold on. Here's the question. Ready? 50
Okay.
is, I hope it's a good one. Ever used a gun?
I've been to a shooting range once. Yes.
That was a horrible, that's a bad question. Pick another number.
Okay. 32.
32. Have you ever gotten a speeding ticket?
No.
Wait, come on.
No, I've never
Really?
gotten a ticket. Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh.
Got a parking ticket.
Yeah, I've got a few of those.
Yeah.
But never a speeding ticket. That's awesome. All
I
right.
mean, I've never been caught.
I know. Even Heather's like, wow.
I've never been caught.
That doesn't mean you don't speed. That's true. It's just you happen to be fortunate that you don't get any tickets. So
No.
anyway, well, listen, is there anything else that you want to share about something coming up or whatever? Because I'm just going to urge people to go to theoddmarket.com, support our makers. And if Kelly, if you have anything to add.
Yeah, not really. Just, go check out. I'm just, go check out the shop, and I've seen.
And there's free shipping also, just so you know. It's free shipping, and we're trying to build the store up since we're not doing events, although we are, like I said, we are coming back with the Los Feliz Flea Saturday, September 12th. That runs every Saturday from 11 to 4. That's my plug for that. And other than that, I mean, I'm just going to say, hey, Kelly, it was been a pleasure. Good to get to know you. And thank you for coming to Meet the Makers. And if there are no more questions, I think we're almost out of time because now I guess it's really just time to play that funky little outro thing we've got. And Kelly, hang out because I'll come back to you after we wrap this up. Okay. So anyway, thanks for watching episode number 3. We're back next week with Penny's Place. Lisa from Penny's Place will be here. I'll put it up on the site. And let's see, I think we got nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
and Heather, good to see you. All right. Thank you guys. And that's we'll be back next week. And I will be right back for you, Kelly.
Put your hands up, everybody knows